is almost 11:15. It is election night, and I'm going to go over some of the results for, of course, the election for 2018. Not surprised to see the final result from the governor's race, as Andrew Cuomo will be re-elected to a third term. The final results, not complete. I mean, it's only 64.5%, but either way you look at it. Final results are 61.7%, and Mark Molinaro will receive 34% of the vote. And, that's what you get with the changing demographics of New York. There's no need to yell about it. There's no need to, honestly, be irate, because Matt Camper did a terrific job of doing that for me, which I'm glad he did. The way I look at it, folks, New York is doomed. Plain simple. You don't think the retirees are going to want to get out of here? They're going to get out of here. Right? You don't think the baby boomers are going to want to leave? The baby boomers are going to leave. Alright, they're going to move. And I wouldn't even be surprised if some of the Generation X people move, because they're the ones who are going to go next, I think. As far as the millennials, as far as us is concerned, this is our only chance to leave New York if we don't do it now. That's all I'm going to say, if you want to. But I know I'm creating a spread right now of the age groups that are going to leave New York. I'm telling you right now, Gen X, the people who are above the age of 40, particularly Pine Power LI's case, they could be the ones to go, I feel. I'm sorry for saying that, but I did all I could to get the message for Molinaro. Pine Power did, and it just didn't work out. Am I surprised that this happened? No, but most likely the people to move out of New York are baby boomers, because once the taxes go up, the baby boomers are just going to want to leave. Alright, they're not going to want to pay more than $15,000 on property taxes. That's another economic story for another time I'll talk about on this channel if I have to, because you all need to know the economic impact that this governor's going to do. Which, again, we're not going to... I'll quickly mention it. Mass transit's just going to get worse. The Pine Barrens... quality of life in New York is already bad as it is. Andrew Cuomo just being in the top is... It's just going to be awful to deal with. That's where I end my point. I'm just surprised I'm not even yelling. Okay, looks like at the moment I can report that Letitia James, the current New York City public advocate, will become the next New York State Attorney General, defeating Keith Fulford, the private attorney. Letitia James wins with 70.3% of the vote. Keith Fulford with 27.5% of the vote. Again, there are almost 20 million people who live in the state. I'm surprised that the number for James hasn't even gone up yet. And there's 8 million people who live in the city. We'll figure that one out. But I am going to say this now. I knew this was going to happen. Folks, I'm warning you now. Here in the city, it's going to get worse. I have a bad feeling Corey Johnson's going to be the next public advocate of New York City. I'm sure de Blasio's going to appoint him. I don't even know who de Blasio's going to appoint, but there's going to be changes in New York City, that's for sure. And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a special election for public advocate in the city of New York. Controller. I'm not surprised about Tom DiNapoli. I'm not going to get into that. So let's take a look at the House. Take a look at that at the moment. Good news is Lee Selden is keeping his seat at the moment, which is good news. He's up by 30 points, 66.3% to about 33%. I can report in District 2 that Peter King will, looks like he is going to get another term, hopefully. It's still too close to call. But at the moment, he has a 9-point lead over Louisa Gretchen Shirley. So that is very good news in terms of that. Tom Suozzi will keep his seat. He defeated Dan DeBono. Kathleen Rice will win re-election in her district. Don't need to get into Grace Ming. I'll quickly mention it. I wrote in a candidate. I'm not going to disclose that because I was annoyed that, again, there were no Republicans, and I just would have had a guilty conscience. I couldn't participate in my congressional race for U.S. Congress. Let's just confirm. Let's go down. I'm trying to look for it. Here we go. History in Staten Island tonight. Max Rose, a upcoming rising figure in the Democratic Party, has won the congressional district in Staten Island and in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. He won with 52.6%, of the vote, with 47.1. So if you add those numbers, that is about 5-6 points. So obviously we know that. I'm just trying to confirm where Ocasio-Cortez, I know she won, but I just want to confirm. Yeah, here we go. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has officially been confirmed to be the next Congresswoman from District 14. Joe Crowley, let me tell you, you gotta feel bad for him. The incumbent lost his primary in June, and honestly, there's nothing to really get into. Nothing to really get into if you want to talk about that. Let's go to the Senate races. I'm not really going to get into New Jersey because talking about New Jersey will be a headache in the House, but I'll quickly talk about the Senate. So Christian Gillibrand will win her seat in New York. She has won the seat. Surprisingly, 64.2%. It looks like Shel Farley might get 1 million votes. So that's some decent news there. But this is what happens when you live in a Democratic state. You have to read these results, and I have to report it. All 3 New York City questions have been approved. Just want to quickly report that. Let's just go to New Jersey for a second. Yes, here we go. So, news is Bob Menendez has recaptured his Senate seat in Jersey. 53.2% to 43.7%. So that is a 10-point win for Bob Menendez. We're going to go to Connecticut for a quick second, as an interesting development has pursued in Connecticut tonight. Thankfully, my Wi-Fi will cooperate. That would be fantastic. There we go. We have an interesting situation in Connecticut at this moment. Connecticut is still too close to call in the governor's race. The Republican Stefanowski is actually beating the Democrat Ned Lamont. I am very surprised to even see this. The polls in Connecticut have just been going up and down between Stefanowski and Lamont. I've been keeping an eye on it. And it'll be the first time in a long time that if this happens, Connecticut actually will have a Republican governor. And if Tom Stefanowski does win, there could be very positive things coming to Connecticut. That's where I'll end my point. So now we'll just go to Connecticut. Not Connecticut, excuse me. Quickly go to New York, and we'll go to the state senate. So let's just go into the important people in the state senate for just a quick second here. I know in Matt Camper's district for a fact that the Democrat won in his district. It looks like it's still too early to call, but things could change in that area. Kaplan is defeating Phillips in State Senate District 7. Elaine Phillips, of course, the incumbent. Still too close to call. This could be decided in the overnight hours, I feel. We may have to keep an eye on that situation. But unfortunately, I have bad news. In my State Senate District number 11, John Liu has defeated Vicky Palladino with 97.3% of the precincts reporting. I can confirm to you all that about a few minutes ago, I know this for a fact, Vicky Palladino has conceded the race. Therefore, John Liu will be the next state senator for District 11, the former New York City Comptroller, ran for mayor in 2013, who will now become the next state senator of New York from District 11. And again, it was my honor and my pleasure back in June here in Fresh Meadows to get 20 petition signatures to get Vicky on the ballot in the first place, for her to even be on the primary ballot in September, who she defeated Simon Minching. Simon Minching on the third party. And look at this, Simon Minching only got 975 votes. So it's just proof that Palladino was the strong Republican, and yet 20,000 votes, better than nothing. But John Liu is now going to be the next state senator of New York for the next 4 years for this district. There goes the traditional red wave that we have in this district. I don't know about 2022. That's where I'm going to end my point, because telling you right now, this is not what Frank Padovan wanted. Telling you this right now. I'm not going to get into it that much, but we're going to go into the major news of the night. I have major news of the night that at 10:58 p.m. Eastern, ABC News projected that the Democrats have won enough seats to gain control of the House of Representatives. Democrats gained 23 states. Just trying to confirm it. I had it right here. That's very odd. I'm trying to get you the article, whatever it was in the thing, but something comes up, I'll pull it up over here. Okay, looks like at the moment I can't confirm to you all that Republicans are going to keep the Senate majority. I can't confirm to you all this tonight. Let's just confirm it right now. Well, let's just pull the NPR article up. I mean, we're not going to get anything else. So we'll quickly read the NPR article. So, here's what we know right now. 50 GOP, 40 Democrats, 1 independent, which was Bernie Sanders, of course, who was actually up for re-election tonight. Republicans will control the Senate for at least 2 more years, after the Democrats were hoping to win in Indiana, Tennessee, Texas, and North Carolina. So we're quickly now, we're going to click out of these two, and we'll end the video with checking Real Clear Politics. So gets refreshed every few seconds, and it's just been an incredible evening, to say the least. But quickly going to the Senate seats that have been called, I can confirm to you all the following has happened. Rick Scott, the current governor of Florida, will be the next United States Senator from Florida. He defeated the incumbent Bill Nelson, so that is a very big deal for Rick Scott. Arizona, still too early to call with the two women running, Democrat and Republican, of course. I know both of them are women candidates. Indiana went to the Republican. Michigan and Minnesota went Democrat. Big race in Missouri. Claire McCaskill, the incumbent, loses her seat. John Tester will keep his seat in Montana. And again, this website refreshes, constantly, because again, you have the congressional seats. As I mentioned before, Bob Menendez. I am surprised they have not listed New York. That is very surprising. I thought New York would be listed here. Let's just confirm it. Yeah, New York is listed. Okay, good. Very good. Alright, we'll go now to North Dakota. Kramer has defeated Heitkamp. The incumbent Heidi Heitkamp lost her seat tonight. So, big loss for the Democrats in North Dakota. Because the reason why people in North Dakota didn't vote to re-elect Heidi Heitkamp was because of Brett Kavanaugh. That's what played into the factor. Because she voted no. So, Nebraska stays GOP hold. Let's just Delaware. Just want to quickly mention the incumbent has kept his seat. So the Democrat in Maryland. Let's quickly go down. Dresden lost. The former Tennessee Democrat lost to a woman candidate, Blackburn. She won tonight. Marsha Blackburn will now go to the United States Senate. Close race in Texas. I was surprised to see how close the race was going to get. I thought maybe Ted Cruz would win by 6 points. Polls are still coming in, but it looks like Ted Cruz will still keep his seat in Texas. And we have big news in Utah. Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney, also the former 2012 Republican presidential nominee who lost to Barack Obama, will be the next United States Senator from Utah. That is very big news. I quickly want to mention that. Also, I want to mention in Indiana tonight, Vice President Pence's brother in his congressional district won his seat. So therefore, there will be another Pence in Washington, which I quickly want to bring that up, because again, I'm keeping an eye on all these races, but we'll end the night with looking at the national governor's race. We'll go into the key ones. I can confirm about a half hour ago that, folks, Connecticut just got updated. Tom Stefanowski is up by 5 points. Wow. I'm telling you, if Tom Stefanowski wins, I'm going to have to make another in-depth video about it tomorrow, because Connecticut flipping red, I never thought that would happen. I'm keeping an eye on Connecticut. Connecticut is just too close to call out right now. This could be an all-nighter in Connecticut. But anyhow, I quickly want to confirm that Ron DeSantis, his wife is actually a former Fox News contributor. Ron DeSantis will be the next governor of Florida. It was a close race. My dad was actually the one keeping me updated on it. I knew I wanted to keep an eye on it as well, because I knew it would be a close race. Good news is in Florida, Ron DeSantis will be the next governor of Florida. Republicans usually tend to do good in Florida anyway, but very good for Ron DeSantis. He will be the next governor of Florida. Now, as far as Georgia is concerned, Georgia has 85% of precincts reporting, but it looks like Matt Kemp is going to be the next governor of Georgia. Sorry for Stacey Abrams. She was trying to become the first black woman to become pretty much the governor of an entire state. Looks like it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, you're going to hear a lot in Georgia the next couple of days, or next couple of weeks, because I honestly think, and this is just my opinion, something fishy might have happened in Georgia. Kemp is the Secretary of State, and I'm telling you right now, Stacey Abrams is going to call for a recount. If she doesn't, I'll be very surprised. I quickly want to mention earlier tonight on Twitter, I congratulated the governor of Maryland. Again, I'm also a resident of Maryland. You all know this by now. But Larry Hogan will continue to be the governor for 4 more years. That's excellent news in Maryland. Ben Jealous lost, so that's very good news in Maryland. I will go into that. Also want to quickly mention in Ohio, a typical swing state, the Republican has won the seat in Ohio. So, just want to quickly... Interesting development situation in Wisconsin. Scott Walker and Evers are in a dead heat. So here's what I'm going to urge you to do tonight, folks. If you want to stay up all night, keep an eye on Connecticut, keep an eye on Wisconsin, because this is going to be a close race in both of those districts. I'm telling you, I will be completely surprised if Ned Lamont loses, because if Ned Lamont loses, people in Connecticut have sent a message about what direction do they want to take their state in. It'll certainly be interesting. I will mention that. Because I want to mention one last thing. Connecticut used to have no income tax, but they brought it back, and Tom Stefanowski actually wants to get rid of the income tax in Connecticut. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. So that's going to wrap up my video for tonight. I have been recording now for the past 25 minutes, and not too bad, I think, for an election night video. So hopefully, if you are seeing this, it is after midnight here on the East Coast, so hopefully you all are watching this, because again, it didn't get pre-taped, then glitchy on Google Hangouts, and like, oh no, it didn't come out the right way. And I quickly want to mention, Matt Camper's stream just kept going in and out, so that's why I'm doing a pre-recorded video, because I just don't take chances with Google Hangouts and my Wi-Fi network. So, let's see what we got now. Quickly want to mention the website just refreshed. Looks like, hang on, folks. Okay, I just wanted to see if Connecticut got updated. Wisconsin just got updated. Okay, so the Democrat actually has a lead right now. Alright, so I better get going before it decides to refresh itself. So, have a good night, and again, if Connecticut flips red, I'm going to do a video about it tomorrow, because local media is just not going to do it in New York. They claim they're covering Connecticut and Fairfield County, but I want to cover it because it's an interesting story. So, it's been an interesting election night. Again, I hope you all voted. I hope you took part in the democratic process. It was, again, very important that you all did so. So until the next one, please take care.